Hey everyone, welcome to Crossroads Going Deeper. This is a chance for us as a church to take what we learned on Sunday and then go deeper. And what we think is that the sermon, what happens on Sunday, the message, should really just initiate a conversation. It shouldn't be the end of the conversation. So I'm here with Mary Shinholt, who's fantastic, and we're going to just talk a little bit about the second week of the anatomy of love. We did week 1, and we talked about love actually. What is love? And then the second week was love in action, and that was this past week. And Reed, our senior pastor, did the message, and we looked at kind of the second part of Romans chapter 12, starting in verse 8, where he really talks about this is what it practically looks like to live out love. And so, hey, Mary, what was something that stuck out to you as you heard the message on Sunday? Anything that surprised you, jump out?
Well, the first thing was that I had never heard of that storge love before. Yeah. I always thought there were 3 kinds of love, and I had never really heard about that one before. So that one was like this affection, and it turns out that we use that word love, like we misuse it, and we use it so often that we kind of forget, like, I love ice cream or I love summer, and it's just a matter of knowing what love really is.
Yeah, and almost like sometimes you use it for so many different things.
Right.
Kind of starts to water down the word a little bit. Like if I love ice cream or this favorite pair of jeans,
right.
Is that the same thing that Jesus was talking about when he was talking about love? Not really, right?
So. No, and then they talked about how that means like more like affection for something,
right.
Like enjoying something. Well, what about you? What stood out for you?
Yeah, I think I've talked to a lot of people that the 4 love killers that he talked about really stood out, and I just very practical, and each one of them was kind of convicting in a way, and surprisingly easy to fall into as I've kind of reflected on some of them. So, I think 4 love killers. Was there 1 or 2 that kind of jumped out to you as you were listening to Reed?
Yeah, I was thinking about, the first one was make it all about me. Like, how is this going? What's in it for me in loving someone? Or, and also the making it fake. Like, it was kind of like they kind of went together for me. So I could tell you about a time that in my life.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was thinking...
Sometimes that's helpful, like, you hear these and you're like, what does that actually look like in life? It sounds great on Sunday, but then whenever you're living it out or when you see it in life, so if you have an example, sure,
Yeah, so a long time ago, when my kids were little, and I had 5 of them between the ages of 0 and 10, and like I would need help with babysitting sometimes. And I had another friend who also had 5 kids in a similar age range. And we would help each other. We'd babysit for each other because when you have 5, what's 5 more, right? So
sounds like crazy is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it was crazy. But we helped each other. We were like really good friends. And so I remember a time when she asked me if I could babysit for her, and I don't think I had a good reason to say no, but I had an excuse, and I don't know if I was just tired or if I was just being selfish, probably both, but I said no, and I made it sound like I feel terrible that I can't help you.
Right, yeah.
So that's kind of fake, and it's also kind of like, well, what is it for me, you know? And then I remember the next time I asked her if she could help me. She said, well, I have some plans, but let me see if I can rearrange that so I can help you.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, she is loving me sincerely. She, like...
Sacrificial love.
Yes, yes. She was changing her plans so she could help me. And I remember feeling so convicted, in that moment. And I prayed in that moment, Lord, give me a servant's heart. And because I want to love sincerely. I don't want it to be fake. I don't want to be, selfish about it.
Sure.
So I pray that he's done that for me over these years. I think it's been.
I think he has. I will vouch for you, Mary Shinholt.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you, thank you. Praise the Lord. But I want my love to be sincere. So that was what stuck out to me. How about you? Any of those?
I thought all four of them were great and probably worth a message all by themselves. You could really make any of them have a whole message about each of the four, but. The last two definitely stuck out. The normal cycle, someone does something to you that doesn't sit right with you, that is, maybe they offend you or whatever. The normal cycle is to offend them back, to curse them back, to do something mean to them back. It's like an eye for an eye. And so that's just the way that the world always has worked. Someone does something to you, you do something back to them, and I think sadly we've seen that play out so much, maybe even more so than in the past, because I think we've kind of forgotten the value of forgiveness. Like we don't really talk about forgiveness in culture as much as we even used to. It seems like we've kind of missed the value of forgiveness. The other one is focus on differences. And I think also, what a lesson for us in culture right now. I mean, we're all on different teams, and we all have kind of our own idea politically, our own values, and we're all kind of, just kind of in our own camp. Yeah. And each of those examples is focusing on differences. And so, Jesus showed us a different way, and it's refreshing when you look at the way he lived his life, especially it seems like right now where we are. So, hey, do you, sometimes one great way to go deeper is to apply it to your life. And so what's like an easy application for you? Like, I'm going to do this week, and my life's going to look different because I've made a conscious effort. So.
Well, I was thinking about that, like instead of what's in it for me, like think of something I can do for someone who could in no way repay me, no matter, or do something anonymously so that, you don't get anything in return.
Right.
So
that's cool.
That might be an idea.
Reminds me, there's a book, Richard Foster, Celebration of Discipline. And one of the disciplines he talks about is secret acts of service, which I think is cool. Yeah. We don't really talk about that. Like doing something, have no expectation of anyone knowing or getting any kind of pats on the back from it, but you still are going to love someone. I just want to think of someone that maybe it feels like my first reaction would be to retaliate or say something back or respond in a certain way and like intentionally do the opposite this week. And so. Write a note, celebrate someone, send an encouraging text, whatever it is, and try to break the normal cycle of that we see so often. So, hey, Crossroads, we hope this sparks some conversations for you. This is just the beginning of a transformation, a conversation that should be happening in all of our hearts. So our encouragement is use the Going Deeper guide that's provided. And just continue these conversations with the people around you in your life. We love each one of you. God bless, and stay connected to Crossroads.
Thanks for going deeper with us today.